Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Crypto Market Update. We've got a fantastic show for you today. Today is December 12th, 2024, 13 days away from that most glorious holiday here in the United States and around the world, Christmas. The sound is beautiful. The sky is frigid. The ground is white. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Is Bitcoin and the crypto market going to deliver us a nice, fat crypto present? Question on everybody's mind. Like I said, we've got a lot to cover today. We'll be going over the charts on the micro and meso and higher time frames. We'll be looking at altcoins today. We'll be talking about some of my positions. We'll be talking about my thoughts on the market, and we'll be covering some of the top 3 stories in the news today, although with not a lot of depth. We'll be talking about Trump's recent nomination of Paul Atkins, quote unquote, the crypto friendly individual who might usher in a new golden age for the cryptocurrency markets and industry in the United States. We will be talking about El Salvador's deal with the International Monetary Fund. Not a huge fan of the IMF, as you guys are very well aware. But this would require El Salvador to scale back pretty dramatically on its Bitcoin mission. So we'll talk about what that means for the industry, for the cause, for the purpose, for the mission. And we're also going to talk about kind of the corporate takeover, so to speak, a little bit. The activist investor Starboard Value acquiring a significant majority in Riot blockchain and asking them to diversify. Well, listen, man, Bitcoin's been doing pretty good for us. What are you telling? What? You want us to support Amazon? Get out of here. Stop it. Stop it with the nonsense. Before we begin, a little housekeeping. We do the show every weekday, usually approximately from 10 a.m. to noon. We've been hit and miss, a hour later, sorry. But we do the show every weekday on YouTube, Rumble, and X. If you want to support what we're doing here, the best thing you can do for free, click that like button at the bottom of the video. Subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. We cover all that you need to know to prosper in the cryptocurrency markets and hopefully to be a better person. That's our mission here, right? Empowering individuals. Technology, strategy, and logic. We are in the depths of our Christmas trading season competition. It's going to run until December 27th, so you have still plenty of time to get in. Maybe you're a top trader sitting on the sidelines. You don't know. Come show off your skills. $2,300 current prize pool. Top 5 traders will share 80% of that prize pool. 20% of that prize pool is going to get distributed to anybody who just trades over $100. This opportunity is taking advantage on the BYDFi exchange, official exchange partner of Kraken Cryptocurrency. You can navigate to the second link in the description. We'll take you over there. That will give you an immediate VIP level 1 advantaged account, 17% off your trading fees. Lots of other bonuses for the trading competition as well for the top 5 traders. So definitely get in there, take advantage of that, and show me how much better you are than me. That's what I really want to see. That's what I live for. That's what I love it. In addition, if you like anything that you see on the stream, if you want access to our indicators, our full unlocked alpha report every single morning and evening, my calls, signals, portfolio advice, and our weekly mentoring sessions, and much, much more. All of our coursework, so much more. First link in the description. Join the Crypto Trading Academy and come trade directly with me. All right, with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the charts because we got an exciting day. All right, let's talk about this. All right. By the way, shout outs to the early chatters. Icy Jordan Stotts, M3TZ. 124. Jeremiah Johnson, as always. How's it up in the mountains there, my brother of Montana? Alex, the man, the myth, the legend. Tyler, good to catch you as well. Scrapple and Gritstall as well. Love to hear it. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's just run through the skiddly-doo real quick, the important bits and pieces, the things you need to know. Bitcoin's quite bullish. Incredible recovery that we've seen so far. Blasting up to our current level of resistance. We are seeing a little bit of pushback at that 4-hour level of resistance, at that daily level of resistance. And we are seeing the 30, the 10, and the 5-minute pull back a little bit from the value area high. As it sits right now, we are still in a bullish uptrend. We are still making higher highs and higher lows. In that vein, right now on the 5-minute and the 10-minute, we're getting into that buy window. All right. If we dip a little bit more, that would be a return to the point of control, which would be issuing in our 30-minute buy signal. So right around here. So we're still, as a trader, following along with the primary pattern, higher highs and higher lows. Here's a dip, probably buy it. All right. Otherwise, we're going to reverse, potentially pull lower and retest the 4-hour buy zone down around $98,000, $99,000. My advice still stands. All right. I think it's most probable, the highest potential probability situation moving forward is that the lows of the dip hold. Okay. And so that any returns now, anywhere close to that. So for Bitcoin, this is going to be pretty much any dip under 98,000 is going to be a buying opportunity. Life's good. Why? We have a rising 4-hour 200 SMA. We have a rising daily 200 SMA. Price is above all major moving averages. So we want to capitalize on bullish pullbacks. Zooming out, as you can see here on the bottom middle screen, is the daily time frame, and we can see this overall sideways consolidation in this range that Bitcoin's been in. All right, a breakout is going to be sending us into the high teens, and we are currently trading above the current highest daily close. So if we now get a strong daily close, that's going to be a breakout signal. It's going to be a breakout signal, and Bitcoin is likely going to move into the teens, and that would be very powerful and strong. As you guys know, I tend to be a little bit more conservative. So I am open to the idea that we will have a little bit more consolidation, but at the same time, we are in a roaring bull market. So it's also just a sign of Bitcoin's strength that we get such a big flush out of liquidation. And here we are 2 days later, right back at the top and looking at a potential breakout. This is amazing. All right. So far, we are seeing buyers step in on the 5-minute time frame, on the 10-minute time frame. All right. We're still in the fast copy band on the 30-minute. So this is certainly, yes, an aggressive entry area. Looking for a return to that value area high or potentially a higher high. So we'll see. We have a bullish 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute trend, bullish 4-hour trend, bullish daily trend. Life's good. Key levels on the day, or excuse me, key levels today, we are trading above the point of control where we did see a lot of sideways consolidation. This is a pattern that I want you to pay attention to as we look through the rest of the charts today on especially the top 5 that we always cover are Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Doge, because on XRP and Doge in particular, as I put out my morning report just a little bit ago, we are seeing that same pattern. This tight, no, this obviously Bitcoin was a little bit more volatile, but this ranging consolidation at a fresh point of control and then a break above. And so this is exactly the pattern that I told the Trading Academy members to look for in this morning's report, to look for breakouts on Doge and XRP for intraday trades today. So as we can see, Bitcoin put in this consolidation, right? This ranging, reaccumulation, and now breaking above, pulling back, retesting that breakout area. And we'll see if we get a push to higher highs or at least back into the value area high from here. Point of control on daily, as I said, is about $100,965, slightly below our daily VWAP at $101,243. So those are going to be basically returns to now support. All right. Buying opportunities. All right. That is going to be our 30-minute buy zone right there. And note that our value area low just stretches down to the bottom. If you look in the top right-hand screen there, you'll see that the value area low on the 5-minute time frame corresponds to the buy area on the 30-minute time frame, and where we have strong 30-minute support. But as I said, overall, bullish 5, 10, and 30-minute trend, we buy pullbacks. Price just pulled back. So we'll do just a starter position here to get us started off. Okay. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I don't want to set this up as a scaled entry. So be very specific with my strategy today. I am going to capitalize on this 5 and 10 minute buy zone, but I don't necessarily want to hold this down below. So what I think we're going to do is probably just go for tight invalidation. Something like 101, like just literally right at the lows, and just see if we get this really aggressive bounce. And if we are going to dip a little bit lower intraday, come back to that 30-minute buy zone or that 4-hour buy zone. I'll just take the small L here. It's going to be like 20, like, I don't know, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that. Probably not even that much. So we'll just set that stop loss right here. Let's actually just get the 1 minute open. And I do think this trade will probably fail. 101,280 is where we're going to set that SL. it'd be a loss of $36. So we're going to do that because I don't want to hold down through the dip, not with a day trade position. We're just going to be playing the 5 minute and see if we get that scoop to the upside here. That's it. So moving right along, that's all we're going to do. Price in the 5 minute buy window, we're going to look for the bounce. If the bounce doesn't happen, we're out. Boom. We'll just enter it lower. It's totally fine. We'll probably just wait for a 30-minute return to the buy zone at this point in time. So overall, Bitcoin looking very good. Ethereum, and this is exactly what I posted just a few moments ago. Notice this kind of tight consolidation at a fresh point of control. Now, Bitcoin actually broke up from here. Ethereum is pushing down and retesting VWAP and the point of control. We're at the bottom of the 10-minute buy channel. We're very close to the top of the 30-minute buy channel. All right. So again, expecting Ethereum to either bounce from here and actually break probably 39.80 at this point to the upside, or to not. All right. And then again, similarly, that'll be looking like a pullback to our value area low, which is synonymous with our 30-minute buy zone right here, right over here. And that's about it. So I think we'll also play Ethereum as well and be a little aggressive. So let's just think about what we want this to look like for a second. Let's pull open the 30-minute time frame. And if we go here, let's do something like validation here below this level of support, and something like 40.35. Go to Eth. We want isolated mode, and we're going to do kind of the same thing. And we'll go advanced here. TP on price will be 40.35 and 38.97. It's a nice 2-to-1, $200 trade, risking 100. And we'll just go for it. Probably could have gotten a slightly better entry, but I don't tend to worry about those things. Just trading the dominant direction is usually your best antidote. Excuse me. Okay. All right, let's put that back where it should be, which will be right there. All right, so that's the setup. That's just what we're going to play intraday right now. Return to the point of control, return to the bottom of this consolidation channel, return to the 10-minute buy window, at the top of the 30-minute buy window, and we're going to be aggressive because price is going to be aggressive. So we're either going to continue to see pumps today. What are the upside? Jordan Stott says, Justin, my guppy shows slightly different than yours, where mine shows two separate sets of swings, one red and one green, where yours looks more streamlined in one grouping. Well, let's confirm a couple of things. I am using Chris Moody's guppy EMA. So if what's the best way to find this? Guppy. I think if you just search for Guppy, I have it favorited. But the actual name of the script is CM underscore. There it is. If you literally just, oh no, because I have it favorited. So you want to do CM underscore Guppy. And it's going to be the top one that pops up right there by Chris Moody, the CM Guppy EMA. And then it's just default settings. I have changed absolutely nothing. The only thing I will recommend is, as you can see, I do have the indicator. If we click this and look at labels, you can see that I have indicators and financials value labels, which means it will plot the actual values of my indicators on the screen. Because there's so many for the Guppy and I don't really care to see them, I do have that disabled in the settings under styles on the Guppy. Labels on price scales disabled. And then what I am interested in for my 5 minute is my VWAP. I do want to see my VWAP You're my hero, dude. Stop it. My VWAP levels and my VRVP levels. And then you'll also see that I have my hopefully, do I not have this disabled here? Okay, I do have that disabled. I need to go to here and change precision though to 2. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, so that's the play on Ethereum. Intraday will be aggressive, prices pumping. What else did I want to talk about for Ethereum? Of course, we currently have a neutral 5-minute trend, a bullish 10-minute trend, a bullish 30-minute trend, a bullish 4-hour trend. Key levels on the daily is point of control, which is where we're currently at, about 3,943. VWAP, we just bounced off of 3,922. Our value area low is going to be 3,821 to 3,870 right here. And our value area high, which we just rejected from, is 3,974 to 4,024. So if we do end up dipping, so currently we're making higher highs and higher lows, but note this rectangular box consolidation that we had, potential distribution, prices pulled back. We either now travel to the top of the channel and invalidate that, which is essentially what Bitcoin did, right? Look at Bitcoin here, similar kind of box rectangular consolidation pattern, drove all the way back down to the bottom of the channel and VWAP and point of control, and then just charged back up and blasted through it. And now pulling back, potentially retesting as support. So we either get the continued move, we continue the bullish trend immediately, or we're looking at a 30-minute pullback to our support level of about 100,600. Or if we're just going to kind of sell off at resistance for the day, which is completely possible, then we'll be revisiting something like 98,000, potentially 97,000, right? Where this, which would make me happy. Like, okay, I lose the scalp, fine. But as you can see, I haven't been filled on this trade. So I would be very happy to get another deviation and retest of support, retest of this overall support level, the bottom of the bigger trading range that we've been seeing here since pretty much November, since basically Thanksgiving. So I would love an opportunity to rebuy here and take the swing up to a higher high on Bitcoin. Would love it. Would love it. But whatever. Life's good. Solana. Let's talk about Solana. I talked about Solana in the morning report and that I thought it was likely going to continue pushing. Which, obviously is a little bit of a reversal because I had shorted Solana. Solana had been underperforming, but Solana has also pulled back the most, thus the highest reward to risk. And that's what I love about Solana right now. And of course, I'm long on Solana. I'm going to pump my bags. But we are long on Solana, called this position for the group. Here's our entry. Solana was one of the few assets that we just aggressively bought on the dip. This is three lower lows for Solana. That's a 3 drives pattern, and often is enough to reverse whatever that trend is if we believe that the overall trend is to the upside, which for Solana it probably is. Now I will be calling a Solana proxy token this evening for the Crypto Trading Academy. I didn't call it this morning because I think we can get a little bit of a better entry on it. We'll see if I'm wrong about that. But for the Crypto Trading Academy members who are watching, I am going to be publishing that signal this evening. I think this signal can do a minimum of 40 to 50% upside. And I think it's going to be one of our nicer trades for the first quarter for January of 2025. So watch for that signal coming out this evening. Now, with regards to Solana, we do have that bullish 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute trend. We are breaking above the slow guppy 4-hour trend, which will be very nice to see. Also very nice to see if we look on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that, price really kind of stopped and paused here. And now we are charging above. So this is beautiful. So now Solana is really starting to get back into kind of the bull trend strategy, which is like, all right, if we can get clearly above the 4-hour guppies, then we're just buying every pullback. And if you want to be more aggressive, that's why we have the other time frames, buy these pullbacks as well. So far, the 30-minute has been a beautiful pullback zone. We can see on the 30-minute, we can see on the 10-minute that we are basically just consolidating in this tight range, but still grinding higher levels of support, still finding support at that point of control and VWAP. And I am looking for Solana to actually push higher and continue this bullish trend intraday. Would be very nice to see. But either way, whenever we see this, we know that a big move is coming. And so as Tyler would likely trade this, probably, don't speculate on a direction until you see a break, and then trade in the direction of that break regardless, which is just it's just a breakout strategy, which is really strong. It's a really strong strategy when you see kind of rectangular types of consolidation. as opposed to, you know, higher highs, higher lows, clearly buying pullbacks, right? We're not really seeing that right now. More of the alpha, the setup on Solana is seeing this consolidation and saying, okay, well, it's getting ready for a move. This is either reaccumulation for a push higher or distribution, people taking profits off of kind of these low bids, and price is going to pull back, which would be fine. Either would be fine for my trading account, honestly. Key levels on the daily, that point of control is coming in right approximately where price is, 231.08, with VWAP at 230.36. Our value area low is going to be 226.04 to 228.16. That does correspond to the 4-hour buy zone and the 30-minute buy zone. All right. Our value area high, which is where we're rejecting from, we haven't been able to overcome yet. But again, the rejections aren't violent. Price is being bought up pretty hungrily right back at VWAP in the point of control. So this chart to me kind of looks like something that wants to pump. Our value area high is 232.56 to 234.68. So looking for that 234 breakout would be very strong to see, kind of right along with potentially Bitcoin. Looking like I'm probably going to get stopped out on that BTC trade. Potentially. We'll see if we get a double bottom here or a higher low, but we did kind of unfortunately put in a double top there. So this is why I said I probably should have waited instead of expecting the immediate push. So we're probably going to get stopped out and lose about $40 here. Not a big concern. Like I said, we will just then, okay, cool. We'll look for that pullback to the 30-minute buy zone and bid off of support. And look for, at the very least, probably a return to VWAP at that point in time. We're just going to get kind of suckered here. Haven't been stopped. There we go. Yep, and we got stopped out. All right. So not an issue. Not an issue. We'll see what Bitcoin does here in a little bit as we return. All right, XRP, same thing, right? Rectangular box pattern consolidation. All right. We'll see if the trade is actually potentially to the downside. Because Solana is, you know, again, looking like it wants to break to the upside. But Solana is also kind of overperforming right now, very much flipping the script from its underperformance. Bitcoin does seem to be leading the charge. Unfortunately, Bitcoin support is down here at 100,740. So not too crazy. Bitcoin clearly has not broken down yet. This is just so far like another rejection from our resistance at about 102,000 and pulling back to our support that we've established at 100,500. So, but XRP, on the other hand, is currently attempting to try and break down from the point of control and VWAP. So let's see, we do have a bearish 5-minute trend and 10-minute trend, a bullish 30-minute trend, and we are in that 30-minute buy zone right now. We've tested this buy zone. This will be our third test of it, all right, of the same rectangular level of support, or a horizontal level of support, about $2.40. We are grinding the top of the 4-hour buy zone. So again, we see the same pronounced 4-hour rectangular box pattern consolidation right here. And that's just indicative of a move, right? This is low volatility precedes high volatility. And so we shall see. The point of control, which currently we are rejecting from, is $2.41. VWAP is right there at $2.41 as well. Our value area low would be $2.35 to $2.38, and our value area high would be $2.45 and $2.48. So kind of just a pause and wait right here. If the 30-minute fails right here, so if we do probably close this 30-minute, it's not looking like we're going to, so we might have to wait for another candle. But if we do end up closing below these wicks, these level of supports, this is our strongest close this low on XRP, then potentially closing out any kind of open XRP longs and waiting for maybe a dip here to 230, which was my strategy and recommendation to the trading group members this morning. Like, hey, we're already holding XRP long swings, so let's just hold those. And for, you know, kind of the shorter term, let's just focus on buying any dip that stays above support at $2.20. This is where we had strong support. We had this deviation. And so we either see that hold, or XRP potentially will do what Solana did. Again, why am I a little bit more bullish on Solana? Because if we look at the daily, Solana did this 3 drives pattern to the downside. 3 drives pattern is often a strong reversal signal. So Solana's already had 3 consecutive lower lows. Solana's probably already gone down as far as Solana's going to go down. But if we look at like XRP, for example, we can see that we've only done 2 of those. So like I said, there is still, while I'm quite optimistically bullish, just kind of zooming out and looking at everything here, it is still quite possible that some altcoins are going to put in a third low. And that if we go back to, if we go back to our stables and BTC dominance, right? Overall, we talked about this rising wedge, right? And it helps, again, I think it really helps you guys if I flip the chart and show it like this, where we have a falling wedge, which is one of my favorite chart patterns to trade. Falling wedge breakouts, print money. But if we look at it, the inverse of the chart, we can see a falling wedge breakout, pull back, and retest. All right, so this is looking very good. So this was the dead cat bounce that we talked about, the dead cat bounce of Bitcoin and stables dominance after breaking down from that rising wedge, rejecting from that 200 period SMA, all right, that 200 period daily SMA, and we are drifting back down. But like I said, it is possible that we get a third push, right, and we reject either kind of here from the wedge or maybe even trade up in here a little bit. Either is fine. They're all buying opportunities, all right? Lower prices are buying opportunities. We're not bearish, we're bullish. So, all right, let me actually put, now I don't want you to do mathematical calculations. I want you to go back to the way it's gonna be. Woo wee. All right. Nothing too crazy here to talk about, I don't think. So let's just go on to Doge. Doge is giving us a bearish 5-minute, 10-minute trend, a bullish 30-minute trend. As we can see, we're right back in that 30-minute buy window, just like XRP. And we are rejecting from the 4-hour bearish guppy trend. All right, so similar to XRP, we had support here on Doge at 40 cents, resistance at 46 cents. We deviated below support, bounced off the 4-hour 200 SMA, back into the trading range. And at this point, we are showing that same rectangular box pattern consolidation. I would love for this to be reaccumulation. And then a push higher, not a dip, a push higher. We want to see a positive breakout in the direction. But I would buy any dip that stays above 40 cents. Of course, we don't really see that same 3 drives pattern here on Doge. Doge, just very different. Doge has just pretty much just been consolidating in this range without any major breakdowns, which is why I'm quite bullish on Doge, because it's held up well. And as I said and continue to say, it's what I said throughout the dumps, it's what I said Monday, this is what I said Tuesday, this is what I said yesterday. Even though we didn't do a live stream yesterday, and I apologize for that, but I did mentoring on Wednesdays. What I said was identify assets that have held up really well during the dump. And if you're looking for capital rotation and new entries, you should really target those coins, because the coins that held up really well during the dump are the coins that are probably going to rocket when the broader market recovers back to stable levels, which we are very, very closely getting to. So key levels on the daily for Doge are going to be not 0.414, point of control, and VWAP right there. Our value area high, which we haven't yet traded into today, is not 0.418 to not 0.422. And our value area low would be that not 0.406 to not 0.410. So I would still consider dips into that point of control, or excuse me, that value area low, which would essentially just be our 30-minute level of support here, buying opportunities. If these levels fail, if we get a 30-minute close below those levels, we can close positions and just sit on the sidelines and wait for another dip. Or wait for price to actually break out above. At this point, I would really love to see a breakout of 42 cents, price pushing back above the 4-hour guppies and kind of pushing us back into that real full-on bull trend strategy, which is buy every pullback. All right, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a simple, sweet emotion?
Got B-Flow in the chat.
Who needs a dip when the bull market's soaring? Andrew says, Pepe paid for my truck tires, $50 for 1,200 plus. Good on you, man. Yeah, truck tires aren't as cheap as they used to be. Crypto Rick says, I'm considering taking quite a lot of spot profit around Christmas time. If we do get another decent leg up from here, what's your thoughts? Good idea or too early? Listen, okay, public service announcement time. I think it's a fucking great idea. All right. Controversial hot take, but that's one of the smartest things I've heard all day. Crypto Rick. And I'll tell you why. Because anybody who tells you they know for sure what's going to happen in the future is lying to you. All right. I don't know for sure what's going to happen. I am very optimistic about 2025. All the signs point to 2025 really breaking the mold and being just a beautiful uptrend year. I think people like Crown are wrong, even though I highly respect Crown and his analysis. And he's not alone, right? Just about everybody's like, oh, the cycle's going to be over in January. I think they're wrong. I think the cycle goes through 2025. I think we are breaking the mold. I think that the typical OGs, whales, and sharks who have always kind of tried to identify the top pivot point price of Bitcoin in the crypto markets and sold off into it. And then with varying degrees, we've seen different things in different cycles, like 2017 and 2020. Well, in 2017, we saw Bitcoin top out and sell off sharply. And then we had altcoin season. Like after Bitcoin was already selling off, altcoins just continued to pump. And it was like, oh, this is fun crazy. Like Bitcoin's down 50%, but altcoins are up 800%. Great. Life's good. And we had altcoin season for like 3 months, like into March, on some coins, April. But then they all like sold off to death. In 2020, it wasn't really quite like that. Bitcoin corrected 50% and then double topped, but altcoins didn't really bounce back as strongly and were already kind of selling off. So it's a little bit different in 2021. This cycle, I mean, dare I say super cycle? I don't know. But we've never seen. I think that the traditional individuals who have cycled out and caused the market collapse because there weren't sufficient buyers and liquidity was an issue, I think very strongly that the fact that we now have the ETFs, nation states buying, sovereigns buying, wealth funds buying, I think they can absorb the liquidity. So that's my take on that. The night before the dip, I sold half of most of my long-term holds. So I booked a lot of profit. And I think that that is a fantastic idea for you to do as well. Not all of it. I think that would be silly. But like half? That seems really smart. Why? We're up like 5x, guys. Which is great. You know, I know that those who are just like coming in and just starting to open up their positions or invest in crypto right now don't want to hear that. They want to think that like we're at the bottom and there's nothing but like 20x, 50x above us, but that's not the case. We're like in the middle. And to showcase you how in the middle we are, allow me. What chart do I want to change here? We'll just do this one. To showcase you just how in the middle we are. Log. Bitcoin power law corridor. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait. Sorry. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bitcoin power law corridor. All right. Stock to flow. Eat your heart out. All right. We're not at the bottom, guys. We're in the middle. Okay. We're in the middle. I think Bitcoin can do like $250,000 a cycle. And I think altcoins can put in great gains. But I've been buying Bitcoin since 2016, man. And I've been holding a lot of these coins like Avalanche, Polkadot, Blockstack, Atom, which I have to wait for. My Cosmos is still on staking, so I can't actually have sold that one yet. AMP, right, which was kind of a dud, but I ended up like recovering here recently. You know, we're up like bigly on those. So you got to pay yourself. Those who have been around for a while, we got to pay ourselves. It doesn't mean that the cycle's over. I think because what do we know? Like, I want you to pay attention to something in every cycle. Here, 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 maybe. It's in those last months of the cycle when things just go bananas and you actually end up making the most profit, where things just go vertical. All right. I don't think we're there yet. Hasn't happened yet. I think that what we've seen is a very reactionary, market-wide buy frenzy because of really great optimism market-wide about a Trump presidency and the current state of the economics. And everything that we've been seeing, all the fundamentals that have been coming out since then, all the news stories have been supporting that. So I am of the thought that those can actually bear fruit and that they're not sell the news events. Okay? I think we still have great upside potential. But I'm going to take profits when I'm up 5x on an investment, guys. I'm not going to sell everything, but I'm going to sell half, man. I'm going to sell half. And I'm going to make sure that all my work was not for naught, because I'm not round tripping shit. All right? Not me. I am not holding an altcoin to zero. I don't care about catching the top. I care about scaling out on the way up. And here in like 2-3 years, if the cycle repeats itself, I'll care about scaling in on the way down. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea, man. I think it's a great idea. Just don't cut yourself short. Don't sell everything. But, I mean, if you're sitting on, you know, never round tripping, always set tripping, what's up? So, yeah, if you're sitting in a situation where you are sitting on money that can change your life, man. Change your life. Greed is a terrible, terrible enemy of prosperity. Greed is the killer of prosperity. So if you've done well so far, man, which I believe you have, I mean, shit, you've been posting in the chat since, I mean, the blue screen days. So pay yourself, man. Pay yourself. Take care of you. Do what's good for you. But leave yourself open to, you know, always doing better. All right. Tyler asks, Justin, do you think Gritcoin will outpace Bacon Chain this cycle? What other coins would you recommend for a soul food portfolio? I mean, I feel like you got to get some of that chicken and waffle coin. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some of that dumpling coin. And I would probably round that all out with a heavy dosing of, you know, molasses NFTs. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let's see here. Alex, I think that's really smart. He says when Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Trash, and EOS start to pump, that's when it's time to sell. Yeah, when they're pumping the garbage, there's boomer coins, and then there's boomer coins. Yeah, Cryptonomics. Most traders don't even know that Ethereum Classic exists. Bount Yonya, welcome to the chat, man. Cut it down the middle so everyone gets a little. Alex says, problem is that people looking at the Bitcoin valuation for prior cycle coins see charts that are still way at the bottom, like ADA, ETH, Phantom, Matic, Link, and many others, and they expect new all-time highs. Yeah. And like you said, you know, Alex, like something you've said very sagely, is what people really aren't looking at is market capitalization, right? So, for example, this is equities. We'll look at that in just a little bit. Let's go look at this screen. And let's talk about Solana. And I want to pull open the market cap chart. And then we're going to overlay this. Or why am I... There it is. Sorry. I feel like this chart is not making my example for me. It is. It is. It actually is. Yes. Okay. Because the candles are the market capitalization of Solana, whereas the other is the price of Solana. All right. So dilution is a real thing. All right. Dilution is a real thing, right? The more coins that they print, the more coins that they mint, the harder it is for price to go up, even though market cap goes up. All right. So do not forget that. All right. All right, real quick. Let's go through the other tiddlywinks, things that I'm watching this week. Rose, looking really good. Strong bounce off that 4-hour 200 SMA back into the guppy band. Consolidation right here. Buying any pullbacks. Bohm, same thing. I did add to my Bohm position on spot because Bohm is one of my meme coin picks. Cardano still in an uptrend, forming a lower high on the 4-hour time frame, but a strong bounce off that 4-hour 200 SMA. I would buy any dips. Pepe, I think this is a good 4-hour dip right here. Pepe is insanely strong. And yeah, very clearly broke out of this previous consolidation area, pulled back, retest. I think Pepe pushes for new highs. I think the same thing about Ohm. H-bar, again, but I want to be very clear about something, right? I want, like, H-bar is a fantastic example of exactly what I was talking about with Solana and with XRP. Solana already did 3 drives down, okay? A lot of the dinosaur coins that have been really overperforming this year have only done 2 drives down. So I'm optimistic, but I just want us all to be prepared for another dip. It could happen. It's possible. All right. I don't want everybody to freak out. It's another buying opportunity, just like this was a buying opportunity. If you're focusing on your spot trading and you're not trying to go bananas with the leverage. IOST, I'm watching. Very bullish, strong reaction from that 400 SMA. Buying any pullbacks on IOST. Algorand, same thing I just said about H-bar. All right, this looks very good. Probably a buying opportunity right here because I think I'm more certain than I am nervous. I'm more certain that these lows hold than I am nervous that we get a 3rd drive down. But in reality, I'm not even nervous about a 3rd drive down because I like cheap prices. Okay. Looking at our low caps, Nero still roughly in the entry zone here, still opportunity. Popcat, big drive down, but don't forget about the fundamentals, man. Potential listing on Coinbase. All right. I think Popcat's a steal right here. Brett, still holding. Actually added to my position. Beep. I think this thing's going to fly. Beep on Solana. This thing's probably flying. That's all I'll say. I bought $1,000 of it. I'm not going to say anything more. Ordinals and Wax P, I think are going to fly. Zig, I think this coin still has a ton of potential. Bounce off that 4-hour 200 SMA. Probably a good buy opportunity here. And Jesus, you guys know, very safe. I don't lie. You guys watch me every single day. So it's not like I fabricate this stuff. All right. I marked it. I literally bought Jesus coin here. All right. We bounced back up to resist, or, sorry, I added here. And then, right? Yeah. And then we've got a nice pullback to that 4-hour guppy. Still not an uptrend yet. We're still in a downtrend, but I think we make a drive for resistance here relatively soon. I do like this double bottom. It is a slightly higher low, so buyers did step in. We're back at this consolidation. So we're basically at the breakdown point, right? We're at the midpoint of the range, all right? And this might be new support right here. So, like I said, I am going to be buying $1,000 worth of Jesus for the lulz, for the love, and for the salvation. I should probably do it like today, but I need all my capital's kind of locked up right now. I really like all my allocations, so I just got to sell some. I got to sell some Doge. I have like way too much Doge. I have like an irresponsible amount of Doge. Brett, strong bounce off the 4-hour 200 SMA. Currently finding resistance right here at that 4-hour guppy band. Yet to enter back into that strong 4-hour bullish trend, but overall looking good. Aptos, strong ass buyback. So, you know, you want to look for the things that have the strongest buyback. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Aptos, looking really good. Buying any dips. Sundog, still holding. TRX meme, let's go to the moon. Not adding, no need to do that. It's a low cap meme coin, whatever. Incentive, I have rolled, like I said, I rolled about 50% of my incentive that I kind of purchased like over here. And I've rolled that into wrapped Bitcoin on Pulse Chain. So wrapped Bitcoin is now my largest position on Pulse Chain. Life's good. Virtual Protocol held up really well. I did take 50% profits here, and I was planning on adding on a dip. We didn't really dip much. So I still have 50% of my virtual position. Life's good. As you guys know, I added bigly on Department of Government Corrections, or government efficiency. I'm sorry. Parcel, long hold. I've been holding these things since 50 cents. I bought a lot more on the dip, you know, like honestly, like down here, like 15 cents and 20 cents. And we're good. I think Parcel's going to go to $3 if I just give it enough time. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Avalanche, super strong, man. Avalanche probably breaking out. Polkadot, weaker bounce. Cosmos, weaker bounce. Blockstack, weaker bounce. Amp, weaker bounce. So that's about all I'll say. AVAX looking really strong, man. Really strong. Probably buy any pullbacks that stay above 50 bucks. And we probably go to like 60, 70. All right, that's about all I've got for those. Let's go. What were people saying? Bflow says, why not just provide LP and take profit and fees moving forward? I'm not sure what that's in relationship to. In general, I'm not a big fan of LPing because I'm a trader and I value capital mobility. And you know, I've just been lied to too many times. You know, I've just been, you know, once bitten, twice shy. Tyler says my Link bag is finally pumping. Alex, what are you talking about? Now, Link is great. Link is great. Link actually is super good. Cryptonomics says, what's the best crypto tax software? I'm gonna need some. The best crypto tax software is a good accountant. I'll tell you what. I'm considering using Tax Network USA this year for my taxes. Not confirmed. You know what I always do. You know, and by the way, also like my selling had something to do with taxes, but not primarily. But I was like, well, if I'm gonna take the profit now, I might as well do it fiscal year 2024, not 2025. So yeah, I mean, listen, the best is just a good accountant, man. Although, what does Crypto Tax Girl recommend? She recommends like a software. Here, let's look for it. Let's see here. Crypto Tax Girl. Yeah, here she is. Let's go to her website. I mean, honestly, I just get a hold of Crypto Tax Girl and book a consultation. I mean, I've had lots of people tell me good things about her. Yeah, these right here, Coin Tracking and Coinly are really good. I've used both of these and they're really good. All right, I've used both of these and they're really good. Okay, or maybe it's Coin Tracker. I know I've used Coinly. I just can't remember if it was Coin Tracker or Coin Tracking. One of these two. Coinly's really good. They can plug right into your exchange. You know, look at all your trades. You can obviously add CSVs in, add custom data in, and then, you know, depending on how much you're rolling with, like, get an expert to do it, man. So, yeah, shout out to Crypto Tax Roll. All right. Link is down 80% from the 2020 highs in USD. It has been pumping for the past 4 years, but we would have been better off holding BTC. Ain't that the truth? But Tyler says, but you got to diversify. My soul bag outperformed until it didn't. Link was a laggard until it wasn't. God, you guys are so smart. Both of you guys. Don't sell the Doge. Yes. Yeah. Molasses NFTs are good. I'm not sleeping on the gravy chain, man. Profit Bear says you could do what I did and have lots of kids. Dependents do lower your taxes. Yeah. And then you can put them to work. Hey, load the fucking dishwasher. I have 3 kids. So, you know, would, you know, love to have probably like 1 or 2 more. I would like 1 or 2 more, you know, a good 5 ball. A good 5 ball sounds good. But, you know, if this cycle goes well and maybe the next cycle and I had enough money to retire and just chill, yeah, I think I could get down with like 8 or 10 kids. And that's what it's all about, man. Good people need to have lots of babies. You know, that's what we need to do to save this country. It's what we need to do to make the world better. You know, good people with good values and good morals need to have lots of kids. All right. Simple. Right. Just fill that quiver. All right. We're about an hour in. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over commodities and precious metals. We're going to go over equities. And then we're going to do an ad plug. I'm going to take like a 2-minute break to get some water. And then when I come back, we're going to do news. And then we'll check back in with the charts. And then we'll go to Twitter and shitpost for a half hour and look at stuff. I don't have a lot of stuff pulled up on Twitter today, but we will be kind of referencing Twitter to help us out with hot takes on the news stories, which we'll be talking about Phil Atkins. We'll be talking about the Riot blockchain, activist investors, and we will be talking about El Salvador's deal with the International Monetary Fund and their potential scaling back on their Bitcoin program. So we're going to cover all of that. Let's first do precious metals and commodities. As we kind of talked about a few days ago, gold really did try to take off. We did encounter resistance yet again around 2,720. We are consolidating though. Look at where our moving averages are. We're no longer in a strong trend, currently on the daily. Big picture, of course, we're in a bullish trend. Gold's had its first big pullback. We're forming a lower high here. Worst case scenario is that gold does make for another low here, or a lower low around 2,500, where at that point we'd be running into our daily 200 SMA, where we would probably get a pretty sizable bounce from the 200 SMA. So for right now, I'm not really recommending any current positions. I don't see any signals right now on gold, on ZAO USD. So just kind of anticipating potentially another pullback here. Silver is very similarly, looks like it kind of wants to do that. We had put in some nice double bottom support, but again, we face that same level of resistance around $32. And we're currently pulling back below 32 now at 31. And we've lost the 4-hour momentum bands here. Why are the guppies not on? What is going on here? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay. On gold, we can try and be a little bit more bullish, but when you see this rectangular box pattern consolidation and a breakout, like you really do want that to have legs. Now pullbacks that hold above 2,660 on gold, okay, I'm fine with that, but I don't want to come back down here and revisit the bottom of the consolidation range. That doesn't make any sense to me. On silver, of course, we're in an uptrend. We did have this pretty steep pullback all the way to $30. Price popped, like I said, finding rejection currently at 32. Not currently having that daily bullish guppy trend. So I would potentially be anticipating a little bit move lower on silver, maybe down to 28. UNG. Right now, my Charles Schwab account is so happy that nothing to get over my skis about, but this is my commodities trade. It's not even a commodity. It is a commodity, but it's an ETF. But this is my trade for 2025. Natural gas to the upside. Yeah, come at me, bro. $30. Like, let's go. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. So UNG doing pretty good, but nothing to get too excited about yet. It's, go buy calls. And oil is my second biggest commodities trade. And I really need oil to break down. I want oil to break down. Oil breaking down is going to be one of the greatest signs. All this, like, listen, I don't want to sit here, okay, because it's not all I'm hearing, because I listen to what I want to listen to. I don't let people program my brain. There are competing factors in the economy. There is a very complex dynamic with the cost of goods and services. All right. There is an argument that tariffs will, of course, raise prices. But there is a strong argument that there's a lot more to it than that. All right. Tariffs are paid at the border. Okay. Companies have the option to pass those prices on to consumers or not. And there are other mitigating factors that impact the prices that those individuals pay at the border. So it's not as simple as it looks. Are some goods and services going to rise? Likely. Is everything? Probably not. Mitigating factors. But the number one price cost that we should focus on is the cost of energy. Oil, gasoline at the pump. It's one of people's biggest expenses outside of their mortgage. And if they're not intelligent, a car payment. Their gasoline bill every month, the cost of heating their home, particularly in the winter in the northern states. Oil breaking down means lower prices. It's that simple. So, $50 barrels of oil. Let's go. Can I get some WhatsApps? The SPY. I'll tell you, so here's the thing, right? With regards to the SPY. With regards to American energy, right? We're hearing a lot of pushback that, like, oh well, like we can't really drill anymore, right? Well, like, here's the thing, that's not the fucking issue, man. The issue is that we are exporting the oil that we could be using here, and the only reason we're not using our fracking oil here is because we don't have any refineries that can refine it, because the last refineries were built in like the 1970s. Build the refineries here. That's what we need to be talking about. Jesus. And yeah, export everything we don't need. Sell it. But it's ridiculous that we have to frack, get this oil. We can't process it, so we have to sell it and import oil that we can process. It's retarded. Just build the refineries. You're going to give lots of people jobs. It's going to be great for the economy. It's going to be great for national security. It's going to be great for energy independence. Build the fucking refinery. Take down these windmills and put the refineries up. I'm tired of looking at them. They're ugly. They're dystopian. They blink red all night long. They kill all the birds. Start calling you the Tin Man. Tell you, man. I just, it's been nice. When I started out in the game, trading Forex, I didn't know anything about anything. And then I didn't really learn too much more trading Forex, honestly. It's just kind of like I didn't learn too much about, geopolitics or the macro or anything like that. And there's still much I have to learn. But, one nice thing that comes along with finding success in this game is, like, I work from home. I don't answer to anybody, and I'm free to spend my time doing what I like, which I like listening to podcasts and reading books and educating myself and reading the news, and not really the news, but more like reports. News is mostly garbage. So, you just kind of learn a lot of things, which is nice. All right, SPY and NASDAQ grinding, not new highs, little baby bit of a pullback, but Q's new high yesterday. Overall, stock market's booming. Life's good. Looking at individual equities, MicroStrategy is still in this kind of rectangular box pattern consolidation, which is a wind up for a bigger move. So is Coinbase. So watch both of these assets for breakouts or breakdowns. Both are good proxies right now for options. All right. Make a directional bet. And then, you can kind of risk like, whatever, you can risk like 1 or 2% of your account, call or put options. So it's okay to kill a bird in other countries. No, I think, depending on what country you're talking, like it's fine. It's fine if people want to put up windmills. I'm fine with that. But the biggest problem that I'll touch on is that right now, because of this climate agenda, we are basically the first world countries, the United States, Europe. We are telling the third world countries, Africa, South America, that you can't industrialize and use fossil fuels. But that's exactly what they need to do to drive themselves out of poverty and find the same standard of living that the first world countries have. And that's immoral. It's super immoral that we are forcing them into the carbon markets, that we are forcing them into solar energy, which is unreliable, into wind energy, which is unreliable. Love it or hate it, energy is prosperity. And, I don't want to get off on a huge climate tangent because I could, but, and there's serious, like, I disagree with most of the quote unquote environmental concerns, but I am concerned. Well, I don't want to say concerned. I do find water quality, for example, freshwater quality. That's very important to me. So I'm open to innovative solutions on that. But above and beyond all that, everybody is wealthier, more prosperous, particularly poor people, particularly poor countries, particularly poor nations, if they have access to cheap fossil fuels. And that's what we need to be providing to the third world so that they can rise out of the poverty that they're in. We've been doing a great job of it over the last 100 years, over the last 200 years, but I would say over the last 20 years, we've really reversed course. And I don't think it's good for humanity. MicroStrategy. Like I said, both MicroStrategy and Coinbase winding up. So is Nvidia to a degree. They are kind of looking like a little bit toppy, I'm not going to lie. So probably puts would not be a bad idea. But look at Tesla. Tesla did the same thing. And, you might have been like looking at this chart at this point in time and be like, oh, that looks a little toppy. And then look what the fuck Tesla did, right? Don't bet against Tesla. So I would just watch these. I think there's good breakout trades on the horizon. SMCI has pulled back to our EMA buy zone. So SMCI probably going to push for new high. Palantir has pulled back to the 10 daily exponential moving average, which is the buy zone. Vistra, that rectangular box pattern consolidation, break down to that 50 daily exponential moving average. We are in an uptrend, probably a good buy here. DNT, rectangular box pattern consolidation, break to the upside, back above the 200 SMA. And DNT probably going to continue to climb, right? Look, a new fresh rectangular box pattern consolidation. I would be looking for bids anywhere down here around 33.40 on DNT, DJT, excuse me. I'm pushing back up to like 40.44. All right, checking in with our Mink strategy. Okay, let's see how we've done on Bitcoin. All right, with regards to Bitcoin, this is how our Mink strategy has operated starting on December the 6th. Short, continuation short, take profit, looks like a failed trade. Short, take profit, failed trade, short, take profit. Is there another continuation short here? Yeah, short, take profit, short, short, take profit, short. Okay, so that one failed. Long, long, take profit, long, take profit, long, take profit. Overall, pretty good. All right. Still clocking in around 65% hit rate on Minks. Doing really good. Obviously, a little bit of choppiness here. We were getting very clean, great performance in the hourly time frame. We do have a couple of kind of break-even trades here. One loss and two losses, excuse me. Go long, immediate loss. Go short, immediate reversal. But besides those two losses, everything else is either break-even or a profitable trade. Particularly this leg of the trade, that was really good. And particularly this leg of the trade was quite good. This leg of the trade was quite good. And then this leg of the trade was quite good. Short, take profit. That was quite good as well. And we are, Minx is currently wanting you out of long positions on the hourly time frame. With regards to Ethereum, did actually quite a bit better. Short, take profit, short, take profit, short, take profit right here. Short, take profit. I mean, literally nailed the whole dump, right? Just kept shorting. Short, take profit, short. And then we get that crossover and validation right here. So very actually small loss. And then we start longing here, here, and here. So Minx is still actively long on Ethereum. And then Solana did also admirably well. Short, take profit. Short, take profit. Short, take profit. Long. So we've really sized up on Solana, looking for higher prices. Minx is as well, as am I. Getting close to that kind of take profit signal here, though. So we shall see. If you guys want access to the Minx strategy, that is included with everything in the Crypto Trading Academy, all of our goodies. We are going to do this chart request for Jordan Stotts real quick, which is remix request, rare earth, REMX. Okay. Low cap, GMGN. Okay, help me out, or do you really want me to look at something with $20 in liquidity? Oh, wait. Not crypto. Jesus Christ. Yeah, of course. The Van Eck. Duh. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Bro. That even is your real name. $20 liquid, baby. Tyler says, once we build the refineries, we will have the skilled machinists to make industrial scale fryer grease production facilities and undercut the global grease market. Yeah, man. Coming for you, South Africa. Okay. What do we got going on? Gonna zoom out. This one's been in quite a bit of a downtrend, but let's go to the weekly. Yeah, I mean, we're clearly in the buy zone, bro. REMX, this is where you capitally allocate. I mean, this is a triple bottom since 2015, right? We get these bottoms. We got one in 2016. We got one again in 2020. And here we go in 2024. So every 4 years, this thing oscillates. And here we are 4 years later down at the bottom. This looks great, dude. This looks great. So let's look. So yeah, clearly we're in an area where you want to buy on the weekly. Bottom feeder telling you to start scooping this up right here. Obviously it was wrong here, but you know, it's not perfect. Do we see a buy opportunity on the daily? Well, we might be forming a bit of that, you know, chode and balls pattern. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what they say about it. So again, just the measured move on that is 40% to the upside. But going back out to that weekly, I would say your target needs to be something like $97. So that's a 50x. That's a 2x, right? That's a 2x and some. It's a 2x and some change. So I would be targeting, I mean, listen, I would target the 200 SMA, which is around $78, but then I'd also hold off for like $90. Like, this looks really good to me. Let's see how rare earth and strategic metals aren't just going to get more attractive over time, man. We're going to have crunches on these things, especially with the increasing competition for semiconductors and chips. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think that's really all the analysis you need to do is just look at that weekly and be like, bro, here we go. That's all I'll say about that. That's a pretty good find. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick ad plug. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this part of the show is brought to you by BYDFi. All right, exchange partner of choice of Kraken cryptocurrency. Head on over to the second link in the description. Get yourself hooked up with a VIP level 1 FI Advantaged account, which will give you immediately 17% off your trading fees, doubling of your 24-hour withdrawal. You'll have access to over 600 coins, 0% spot trading fees, up to 200x leverage on futures, and built-in demo trading so that you can trade, learn your strategy without actually risking capital. Great mobile app. You can see the orders on the screen when you take them. The mobile app's really fast. I use it all the time. And you can take part in our trading competition for the Christmas season. Currently, $2,300 prize pool. We add $100 to the prize pool every time there's $1 million in trading volume, and you guys are doing fantastic. Shout outs to the traders. Top 5 traders will share 80% of that prize pool, and then like top trader 1 gets like VIP level 5, which is like 45% off your trading fees, which matters. And then I think position 2 and 3 get VIP level 4, and then positions 4 and 5 get VIP level 3. All right, so good stuff. Great discounts on the trading fees, which really matter when you're trading futures. So go over there, second link in the description, sign up for our trading competition, get that VIP level 1 advantaged account, tell them CC sent you, and thank you to BYDFi for sponsoring this part of the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that out of the way, I'm going to take a quick 1 to 2 minute break. No music. Why did nobody say, like, Justin, turn the music on? You guys are absolutely out of your mind. I can't believe you sat here and listened to all this without, you know, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to, all right, Bitcoin hasn't done too much. Ethereum hasn't done too much. Okay, I get stopped out there too. Nope, still in the Ethereum trade, life's good. All right, so I will be back in just 1 to 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere or else. All right, and we're back. Okay. Let's take a quick look at this for Alex. I need the chain. I need the chain. I need the chain. What are you on? 374, hype C. Oh, I'm human, baby. I love Gecko Terminal, but I don't use it too much. Where? There we go. 374, 374. All right. And this is on Ethereum. Ether drops in Cielo. Not a honeypot, no buy tax, no sell tax, open sourced. No rug pull risk, no reentry risk. Life's good. All right, looks pretty safe. I sure did, man. Not again. No, I still need, listen, I didn't make that $1,000. I still need to make the $1,000 allocation to Jesus. I just talked about that a little bit earlier. We looked at Jesus just earlier in the show a little bit. But I like where it's at. I'm not the Jesus market maker. No. I cannot claim to such a thing, my brother. Let's see here. I mean, I'm not too thrilled about this coin. I don't like to see things that haven't done much in the bull market. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. That's just like right off the top of my head. Oh, you guys can't even really see this. Sorry. Yeah. But you know, whatever. I mean, we are at support. It did put in a nice giga pump here. Sold back down to support. I mean, yeah, this just really isn't the things that I look for. I just don't have strong feelings about things that are like at the bottom. It's not my edge. My edge is following the trend. And if something's in a bearish trend, I'm like, I don't even want to look at you right now. You're disgusting. You disgust me. It's on both Ethereum and BSC. All right. With that being said, all right, let's look at market cap. I mean, it's got a big market cap, right? So yeah, I mean, we have support around $400 million market cap. And I mean, just recently its market cap was as high as 710 million. So it could almost 2x probably relatively easily. Resistance around $520 million market cap. It's just, it seems like, yeah, a lot of the buying enthusiasm came in here. This is that rectangular box pattern consolidation, and we are at the bottom of the thing. So listen, I don't have any like alpha on this, and it's not in a bullish trend. It's pretty low, so I would keep risk on this relatively low. But you know, if you want to snag like 1% of your portfolio on something like this, you look to 2x it. I'm sorry that that's not like super helpful. Yeah, this just isn't really my. This is not really my jam. What even kind of coin is this? It's in the Cielo ecosystem, and it was an airdrop. Let's go look at it on GMGN, on Ethereum. See if we can find anything about this little baby right here. Okay. Activity, top holders. Why? Holders. I don't like that. I don't like this at all. This is not fairly distributed at all. Yeah, I mean, like the top, it's like the top, all the top holders are suspected phishing wallets, which means it's like one dude who is just using, like, look, literally every single top holder is a phishing wallet. So it's like a small handful of dudes who want all of this. Dude, I'd stay away from this one, man. You're better than that, bro. You're better in this one. Did my MCGA actually do anything? Or did it just like pump 82% off the... Oh yeah, I'm fucked. Let's make crypto great again, guys. Why isn't that something we can all get behind? Can we recover my 70% down $100? Come on, people. It's not even showing all my buys on here. Oh, it's because I bought with my other wallet. This is I bought with my other wallet. It's all good. But I bought here and I bought here. But apparently with my C498 wallet address, krakencrypto.eth. All right. Hey, Freight Trades, good to see you. Okay, now we're going to shift into the skibbity-doo. We're going to talk about the news. And to talk about the news, the first thing we're going to talk about is... All right. Here we go. That doesn't look good. We'll just keep it like this. Okay. Headline reads, Trump taps crypto advocate Paul Atkins for SEC chair. So I want to talk about what this could mean for crypto moving forward. So Atkins, all right, we don't want to talk about Baron Trump. All right. So let's just read this. On Wednesday, Paul Atkins was picked to lead the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. If confirmed by the Senate, Atkins would replace Chairman Gary Gensler, who led a crackdown on cryptocurrencies, calling the market the Wild West. Trump called him, quote, a proven leader for common sense regulations. Quote, he believes in the promise of robust, innovative capital markets that are responsive to the needs of investors and that provide capital to make our economy the best in the world. He also recognizes that digital assets and other innovations are crucial to making America greater than ever before. Magab. All right. Making America greater than ever before. I see why he went with MAGA, not Magab. Trump said of Atkins on Wednesday. All right. Atkins is the CEO and founder of Patamac Global Partners, a strategy, risk management, and compliance consultancy. He did serve as SEC commissioner previously from 2002 to 2008. He was appointed by George W. Bush, and he strongly advocated for transparency and protecting investors. He's also co-chair of the Token Alliance, which is a lobbying group for emerging digital assets and blockchain technology. All right, life's good. So let's talk about this. So this guy, Atkins, is clearly known for his pro-cryptocurrency stance. All right. And so the idea here, and this is one of the more bullish catalysts that we're seeing for altcoins throughout 2025. One of the reasons we're bullish for altcoins on 2025 is that this appointment, if confirmed by the Senate, could lead to a more lenient regulatory environment for cryptocurrencies, which is what we need. We want to see more innovation. More innovation means more investors, means more ETFs, means more buying. And so I'm seeing just a lot of optimism throughout the crypto industry, from developers, from projects, that we're going to get finally some clear guidelines on what's legal and what's not. And we're going to see probably a lot of dismissals of current existing legal action against cryptocurrency companies. All right. Now, because as I always do on this show, all right, what are the counter arguments? Well, the counter arguments are that if the SEC is more lenient with cryptocurrency, this is going to reduce investor protections, increasing susceptibility to fraud. But here's the thing. The companies, I just want to make this so clear that nothing the SEC has done, with maybe a few cherry-picked examples, but almost nothing, 99% of everything the SEC has done has not improved investor protection. It's a speculative emerging market where anyone from his basement can launch a cryptocurrency and seed it with liquidity and attract people through social media to invest in it. How do you crack down on that? What the SEC has instead done is gone after actual decent coins like Filecoin, for example, that didn't scam anybody and just sold their tokens to investors. It doesn't make any sense. The SEC is not going to stop the vast, almost all of the fraud, by the way, all of the real fraud, the scams and whatnot, those don't originate from the United States. They originate from fucking Kenya and Iran. What is the SEC going to do about that? Nothing. You can't do anything about that unless you want to send the military in and glass the country, which I don't advocate. But you're not going to be able to cut down on scams. The best thing that we can continue to do is advocate for common sense that people just follow the same common sense user stuff that we've been telling people since 2016, that everybody's been advocating for 2016. Get a hardware wallet. Okay. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. If something sounds too good to be true, it's probably a scam. Don't invest more than 10% in anything that's super high risk. Be very careful about things like ICOs, IDOs, and all the nonsense. Anybody asking for your private keys is a scammer. Don't talk to people about crypto that you don't know on WhatsApp and Telegram. Simple stuff. Stuff that if they really would have spent their time, money, and energy just kind of blasting that all over the news, like, hey guys, here is how to safely interact with crypto from SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a ledger. Buy one. Don't talk to people you don't know on WhatsApp. We recommend that you don't invest in ICOs. But if you do so with 10% of your portfolio, because the odds of it going to zero are 99.9%. Buy Bitcoin. Hold Bitcoin. Bitcoin good. Gary out. If he would have just done that, he would have saved and helped so many more people. Because I can't tell you, like I said, we have a public phone number. And so my phone rings a lot. And it's almost always somebody who's new to crypto, and they want to tell me, they have one of two things to tell me. One, they're like, hey man, I'm new to crypto. I don't know anything about it. I want to buy some XRP. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, cool, let me help you out, man. Let's get you set up. Coinbase, Kraken, right? This is how it all works, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Think about joining the Crypto Trading Academy. We'll hold your hand. Put it on. That's what I do. And then the other set of people call me. It's like 50-50. The other side of people call me and they're like, hey, you know, I've been talking to this girl and she got me into these like binary options, and I had like 50, I put $3,000 in there, and now I have like $800,000, but like they want me to give them money to withdraw it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man, you've been scammed. That money's gone. You're not going to get it back. Move on. You know what I mean? Talking to them isn't going to help. How did you find this person? Oh, well, they reached out to me on WhatsApp. Of course they did. Yeah, of course they did. You know, beautiful Asian woman. You know what I mean? Often they'll like video chat with these people. It's just all a scam, man. Like, no hot Asian woman is going to randomly reach out to you from Singapore, man. Like, no, dude, you work on a farm. What do you mean? And this is why I have a problem with the public education system. This is why I have a problem with the Department of Education. People have no common sense. And we're investing all of this money in these regulatory actions on cracking down on companies that have actually, for the most part, tried their best to toe the line. They did the SEC filings. They had a company. But they're ignoring that. Like, it's one thing. If you put a team together of several dozen people, you get investors, and you file compliance. Maybe it's not the best, but whatever. But you try it. You actually build a token, a project, a cryptocurrency, a blockchain, whatever. You launch it. You sell the pre-seed investors, the seed investors. You do a launch, do an IDO or an ICO, and it goes to zero. That sucks, but that's the game. Okay, that's the game. That's the risk of freedom. That's the downside of freedom. That anybody can create something, and it could be great, could be poor. Most things are going to be poor, but that's different from informing people about the scams. Do not trust the Asian ladies on the WhatsApp. Avoid, abort. And yet we're going to spend all this time trying to take down Tornado Cash and Filecoin. Get out of here, man. Bring Paul Atkins in. I'm all about it. I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I think this is great. What are other counter arguments here? Rapid regulatory changes could create market instability. What do you mean? It's crypto, dude. The market's been unstable since 2010. Get out of here. And then what? Like, Atkins industry ties may raise concerns about impartiality. He's pro crypto. What do you mean? I don't see them talking about Gary Gensler's like anti ties raising concerns about his impartiality. Get out of here. This is good news. It's good for America. It's good for crypto, and it's good for my portfolio. Next. Comments, questions, concerns. But she wrote my name and date on a piece of paper and took a selfie. What she didn't show you is the 8 other girls just like her in the rooms behind her. All right. Next story. A little bit more niche, but oh no, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Is it gonna let me read all of it? No, of course not. And I don't even have my get over paywall. This is not the right one. What do we got here? Maybe that'll work. Maybe we'll just do the headline. Let's go. This is also Wall Street Journal. All right, whatever. We're just gonna go with the headline here, and then I'll break down because I read this earlier and I have my notes here. So headline here is activist. Wait. Okay, life's good. Activist Starboard Value takes value stake, or excuse me, activist Starboard Value takes stake in Bitcoin mining company Riot. So this is Riot Blockchain, publicly traded company. All right. And bring up my notes here. So, you know, Starboard Value is an activist company. If you guys are unfamiliar, that usually means activist investors will typically buy up a large share or a majority share or a significant share in a publicly traded company. And then they will come in and they will want to really change the way that the company is run so that, you know, usually, I mean, listen, there's all kinds of different ways they do this, but usually it's by like laying people off and making things more efficient and just overall making the business more profitable. And then, you know, price goes up and then they sell. All right. So this is no stranger. People have been doing this for years. This is literally George Soros's playbook. But where it's interesting here is that Riot Blockchain, okay, Riot Blockchain has really, of course, made its bread and butter on Bitcoin mining. And what Starboard is urging Riot to do is diversify by converting some mining facilities from Bitcoin mining operations to serve large-scale data users like AWS and Google Cloud. So they just want them to diversify. They want them to they don't want them to be 100% Bitcoin mining. They want them to continue, of course, doing the Bitcoin mining, but they want them, now that they've reached a level of market capitalization and prosperity, to diversify, which, I mean, honestly isn't dumb, right? Like, it's not dumb. I get that. Okay. And the strategy here, it wants to stabilize Riot Blockchain's revenue because their revenue is highly dependent upon Bitcoin volatility. And so revenue is volatile, and that's not good for business. All right. Now, since it is important to note that since Starboard Value took this stake in Riot Blockchain, their stock has risen, not an insignificant amount, not a huge amount, but not an insignificant amount. So, you know, I'm kind of interested in how you guys feel about this. I mean, I think as someone who would be advising the company, I don't necessarily think this is a terrible idea, but I think it's also important that we just continue to advocate for companies that want to bet big on Bitcoin. Look at the generational effect that Michael Saylor has had on Bitcoin. He went from being just this dude that you kind of listened to on the podcast one time. They were like, oh, that dude's got some really great ideas, to literally becoming one of the most important figures in Bitcoin, right? So counter arguments to all this positivity though. All right. Riot is really good at the Bitcoin mining game, and starting to diversify is going to lower their competency at what they're very good at. And with Bitcoin mining being one of the most competitive things in the world, you really need to keep your saw sharp. You really need to keep your edge sharp. All right. Not only the fact that if they start to shift their focus now, they could run into capital expenditure problems, operational challenges, because it's just not what they're doing. Okay, like we've built our whole business on making these highly specific types of things, and now you want to get us into this thing that we're not that super good at, right? It's just going to be a big fucking thing. All right. And not to mention that the market that they want to corner into, the data center market, that is also extremely competitive. All right. And there's already established dominant power players there. So I don't really see, I just don't think it's the wisest choice for Riot Blockchain to listen to this, even though Riot Platforms CEO Jason Lee has said that the company would be open to data center deals if the right one came along. All right. So interested to hear your guys' take on this. Now, let's just see. Did anybody have any comments? BlackRock now owns 2% of BTC. Giovanni Capriglione submitted legislation for Texas to open a strategic Bitcoin reserve for 5 years. Yeah, I mean, I think that's loving it. I want the US government to build a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I want Texas to build a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I think all states should build a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Russia was talking about it. This is the good news. Excuse me, sir, do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior, the blockchain? All right, now let's get to our last story here. All right, El Salvador will reportedly dial back its Bitcoin ambitions to secure a loan from the International Monetary Fund. All right. All right. Top notes here. El Salvador may pull back on a mandate requiring businesses to accept Bitcoin as payment. Sources expect that this pulling back on the bill would unlock a $1.3 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund. All right. And this all comes after El Salvador embraced Bitcoin as legal tender in 2021, which prompted the initial concerns from the International Monetary Fund. So let's talk about El Salvador. Why? So obviously high level here. All right. El Salvador has been in negotiations with the International Monetary Fund for this $1.3 million loan. But as part of the agreement, they need to scale back their use of Bitcoin as a legal tender, which if they did so would make the acceptance of Bitcoin by businesses in El Salvador no longer mandatory, but optional. All right. Now, of course, they're going to paint this as a move to reduce financial risk and improve stability. But why does El Salvador need this loan in the first place? Well, it's because of debt. All right. We all saw what happened in Argentina. Javier Milei has come in with a chainsaw and cut all the regulation, put Argentina back on the path to prosperity. El Salvador is on that same track right now. All right. Living outside of their means. Debt. Their public debt is projected to reach unsustainable levels. All right. With a debt to GDP ratio that is going to exceed 85%. It's unsustainable. And when you have a nation with such debt, it raises concerns about their ability to meet their financial obligations. And it makes other foreign investors, it makes other governments very leery to do business with you or in El Salvador because they're very unsure about the future of El Salvador. Now, of course, just taking this money from the IMF is going to allow them to avoid a potential default, right? But this is kind of the tool, this is the hammer that we've used against third world countries over and over and over again. That's why I'm pretty much opposed to central banking. But, you know, let's look at El Salvador. They have been running significant budget deficits. It's because they have had very ambitious spending initiatives, including they spent a lot of money on their Bitcoin adoption program, which so far has done pretty good for them. And again, I think El Salvador would probably do very well to take a look at Argentina and maybe think about, instead of spending so much money on the government, instead of having the government spend so much money and requiring a backstop from the IMF, maybe they go the chainsaw approach. You know what I mean? And let Bitcoin keep being Bitcoin. Now, granted, right, accepting the loan from the IMF would probably improve El Salvador's opportunities to foreign investment and receiving additional loans from external governments. But, you know, it'll improve their credit rating, lower their costs of borrowing, particularly in the global bond market. But I don't think it's probably the right long-term move for El Salvador. All right. So the counter arguments here, obviously, El Salvador has been a pioneer in Bitcoin adoption and kind of a shining example of the world. And it's also likely to erode investor confidence in the country's commitment to its cryptocurrency innovation. And, you know, you have a lot of citizens from El Salvador, because it's been mandatory to transact in Bitcoin, or for businesses to accept Bitcoin. You know, they've gotten used to that. So now they're going to have their lives disrupted yet again because El Salvador can't budget or live within their means. And, you know, again, all of this coming because the IMF doesn't like Bitcoin. So do we want to do what the IMF wants us to do? Probably not. Probably not. The more Bitcoin you have, the more electoral votes you have. God bless America. All right, so let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments section or in the chat. If you have any questions about the news stories, I just wanted to cover those. Nothing too super exciting today. Now, as we are wont to do, real quick, let's just check back in with Bitcoin. Broke down below the 10-hour buy zone, entering into that 30-minute buy window. All right, probably at this point in time, we can see the point of control has moved down to 100,970, which is exactly where we're at. We're trading underneath VWAP, so we are entering broadly the buy zone as well for BTC. Probably wait maybe an hour or two, see if we dip a little bit lower and do find support here around 100,700. And then we'll kind of go from there. And then we'll probably look at potential swing trades this evening is the plan. Ethereum, I think similar plan here so far. Breaking into that 30-minute buy zone. We've lost the 10-minute momentum, 10 minutes coiling up. We're trading at VWAP, slightly underneath the point of control. So now we need to get back above 3,944 to break resistance. Solana. Still that rectangular box consolidation and attempting to break to the upside, pulling back to VWAP and point of control here as well. Still higher highs and higher lows, right? Haven't lost the 10-minute or the 30-minute momentum. XRP, tight rectangular box pattern consolidation right here. At the bottom of the 30-minute buy window right here. And support at $2.40. Failing this, we are looking at, you know, 235 to 236 potentially, or 238 for re-entries, which is like the middle of the 4-hour buy zone and pretty much just previous support right here. So, and then Dogecoin, same thing, like XRP, tight rectangular box pattern consolidation at the bottom of the 30-minute window. Does kind of look like the market wants to pull back a little bit more moving into the afternoon. All right, and now as we are wont to do, let's go shitpost on Twitter. All right. All right, what are things that are poisoning our bodies? This is toxicologist Yvonne Burkhardt. She spent years researching what's really damaging our bodies. Always trust an Asian researcher. Here are 8 things you need to stop doing. They poison your bodies. So number 8, lighting candles. Look at all these chemicals that are released when you light candles. Okay, carcinogens. Cooking with this type of cookware. Anything with a non-stick coating. Non-stick coatings on cookware are primarily composed of man-made chemicals known as PER and all this. Yeah, we all know this. We all know this. Non-stick's bad. Eating processed foods. Okay. Like Kraft cheddar cheese, titanium dioxide. All right. RFK is going to fix this. Not filtering your water. Yeah, this is why I have a reverse osmosis system. Not opening your windows. You should be keeping your windows open during winter. I don't know. I don't know if I can get down on that, dude. I really don't know if I can support that. But okay. Drinking from to-go coffee cups. Yeah, that's why I always bring my own mug. Makes sense. Yeah, it's got to be bad for you. Using cosmetics with these ingredients. They can turn on cancer genes. Okay, I believe it. So, but here's the thing, right? So, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I do have an HRV installed in my house with my HVAC system, a fresh air exchanger, and it's got different settings for the winter and for the summer. So it allows me to pull fresh air in, and I think that's the whole point. She's like, oh, like leave the windows open and whatnot. No, like we just want to be getting fresh air in. So I think that's the purpose of the HRV, because we've got a filter built into that as well. Because that fresh air, the point is that fresh air comes in, but it still goes through the, you know, the furnace. So it's not as if it's like just bringing in cold air. Like it is bringing cold air into the intake part of the furnace, and then that goes through the furnace filter, my blue light filter, or my UV filter, excuse me, to kill bacteria and viruses, and then it's heated up by the furnace and then distributed throughout the house. And then wearing plastic or chemical filled clothes. Oh, yeah? Like what? Recent studies found that popular brands of workout gear contain high levels of bisphenol A, an endocrine disrupting chemical. Are you telling me that I cannot wear my dry fits? I don't know if I can get down with that. I like my dry fits. But okay, in summary, don't light candles. I really like candles though. Get rid of your non-sticks. Check. Don't eat processed foods. Check. Filter your water. Check. Don't open your windows. HRV. Don't drink from to-go coffee cups. I mean, I only get a latte like once a week. Don't use cosmetics. Well, I don't know if I can get rid of my mascara. And then, yeah, I think I got to keep wearing my dry fits, even if they give me cancer. All right. Not bad. What's this dude saying? I can't explain to you how absolutely insane this image is. Bitcoin is at $100,000 and futures basis is at less than 15%. I mean, true. Yeah, I mean, we were much, much, much higher in May at the previous all-time high. So, yeah, this is bullish. This suggests the current rally is being driven by spot buying rather than leverage speculation, which is far healthier and more sustainable. The lower basis in this bull run points to more institutional spot buying versus the retail leverage-driven mania of 2021. Much more stable foundation for further growth. Your smart words are pumping my bags. Much love. Your trading journey has 3 phases. The gambler's high, making money on pure luck. The humbling phase, losing while learning. Everyone goes through this. And then the mastery phase, consistent profits with one proven system. Which phase are you in? Certainly 3. I've been at this for a while. However, I would argue against the one system thing. Systems tend to work really well until they don't. Then it's best to re-optimize or move to the next system. For example, for my automation, I have a bull trend system, range system, and bear trend system. The mastery I've learned over the last 2 years is when to turn one, which to turn on and off, and when. The death of Bitcoin gaslighting in the mainstream media. Using lit maps, we can see that the origin of all junk science on Bitcoin's environmental impact was a single commentary, not even a full-length paper by Alex DeVries. The method he used to claim that Bitcoin's environmental damage was a growing concern was his fundamentally flawed energy use per transactions method. Bitcoin energy use does not come from its transactions, therefore it can scale transaction volume exponentially without increasing emissions. DeVries' metric has now been debunked in 4 academic journals. The entirety of his work was systematically debunked by Tsai and Vranken in late 2023. That's why 96% of mainstream media outlets, everyone except laggards like Verge and Wired, which are the fucking armpit of the internet, are no longer gaslighting Bitcoin's environmental impact. In fact, in many cases, they've even started covering Bitcoin's environmental benefits. There is much re-education work to do, though. Much of the population was misinformed over many years, and as a result, many investment committees, regulators, and policymakers still do not know that 13 of the last 15 papers support the environmental benefits of Bitcoin. Once they do, we will see mainstream adoption of Bitcoin and mainstream adoption of Bitcoin mining as part of climate action, aka what the peer-reviewed research tells us it is. I mean, I can get behind that. That's something we can all agree on, right? This is beautiful. Something both the right and the left can agree on. Bitcoin good. What are you buying yourself when Bitcoin hits $1 million? The SPY. What the CEO killing should make people realize is there is top of the candlestick to you, Peckham. We're just about to bounce out, man. All is well. Yeah, see, so there goes the light. You know what that means. When the light goes out and starts flashing, that's the time to go. Actually, that is literally the signal. It lasts for 2 hours, and then we go. I need to buy a new light. But I really like it, you know, and I'm frugal and, you know, I'm cheap. So any hoosers, you guys have been absolutely fantastic. This is a little too heavy for us. Let's get into this later. Sorry to bounce out on you, Peckham, but we got to bounce. Guys, that's the show, man. 2 hours in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for yet another crypto market update. You guys have been a fantastic audience. We've laughed, we've cried. Hopefully we've made some money. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below. We will be back tomorrow morning from approximately 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for another crypto market update. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you find value in this content. You can follow us on YouTube, Rumble, and X. Join our free Discord at discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Link in the description. Make sure to go sign up for our BYDFi $2,300 prize pool trading competition happening right now. Second link in the description. And if you would like to join the Academy, get access to our indicators, my unlocked full alpha report every single morning and evening, as well as trading live with us and mentoring sessions once a week, and much, much more. Check that first link in the description. We will see you guys tomorrow. Trade safely and be good to one another.